Join me, Christian Hendrickson, as we learn about the smallest known unit of life, cells. Gape in awe as you see the fascinating microscopic organelles, and find out what makes prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells eukaryotic cells. This is Christian Hendrickson telling you all about cells.
Let's begin. What are cells? Cells are the basic building blocks of every living organism. Organisms can have one cell, which means they are unicellular, or organisms can have lots of cells, meaning they are multicellular. Humans are estimated to have at least 100 trillion cells. Now that's a lot. Now that you know what a cell is, let's go over what's inside one. The microscopic things inside a cell are called organelles, which literally means small organs. Some cells have different organelles than others, and some cells have the same organelles. Let's go over them. The nucleus is found in both animal and plant cells. It is considered the brain of a cell. The nucleus contains much of the DNA and it controls everything that happens inside the cell. The nucleus can control everything inside the cell except the cell membrane. Inside the nucleus is yet another organelle called the nucleolus. The nucleolus is responsible for making DNA. If the DNA turns into a long enough chain, it creates chromosomes. Chromosomes define what the organism will look like. Humans have 23 pairs of chromosomes, but not all organisms have this many, such as sheep. Sheep have 27 pairs of chromosomes. It just goes to say different organisms can have a different number of chromosomes. Inside both animal and plant cells are ribosomes. Ribosomes are made inside the nucleus, and they help make proteins. In both cells, you can find something called the rough and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The rough endoplasmic reticulum surrounds the nucleus and is responsible for moving ribosomes from the nucleus to the cytoplasm. This is where many proteins are created. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum is responsible for making lipids, which break down toxic chemicals from all parts of the cell. Lipids are a source of energy that helps to make cell membranes. Again, found in both cells, you can find Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus processes proteins and can transport lipids, creating lysosomes. Lysosomes digest and recycles used cell components. It can protect the cell from outside invaders, and is found in both animal and plant cells. In both cells, you can find mitochondrion. Mitochondrion breaks down sugars to make energy for wherever this is needed in the cell. Inside a plant cell only, you can find a chloroplast. Chloroplasts contain a chemical called chlorophyll, which is responsible for the plant's color. Covering both animal and plant cells is the cell membrane. The cell membrane decides what comes in and out of a cell. The cell membrane serves as a weak and flexible covering. Only on a plant cell you can find the cell wall. The cell wall covers the cell membrane and protects the cell from outside invaders. The cell wall also gives the plant its shape because it's a strong and sturdy covering. Inside the cells are peroxisomes. Peroxisomes helps the cell rid the body of toxins. Inside the cell you can also find microtubules. Microtubules move vessels, granules, organelles, and chromosomes to special attachment proteins. And it can also serve a cytoskeletal role. In the cells you can find centrioles. Centrioles line up the chromosomes inside the cell and pull them apart. Again, in both cells you can find vacuoles. A vacuole stores water, food, and enzymes and collects waste. The last thing I'd like to talk about is cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is a liquid substance that covers the area within the cell that doesn't have any organelles. Cytoplasm surrounds the organelles and makes sure they don't get bunched up and they're all in the correct places. Now that you know about all the organelles inside a cell, let's talk about the different kinds of cells. When I was talking about all the organelles, you may have heard me refer to animal and plant cells. If you guessed that an animal cell is found in animals and humans, and plant cells are found in plants, then you'd be correct. Just like their name, animal cells go to animals and humans, and plant cells go to plants. There are two other main cell types that I should discuss. These are the prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. A prokaryotic cell does not have a nucleus, while a eukaryotic cell does have a nucleus. Prokaryotic cells are known as prokaryotes, and eukaryotic cells are known as eukaryotes. Now that I've gone over what's in a cell and all the types of cells, I think it's time to review what we learned. Let's ask a few questions from our fellow friends at Golden Valley Middle School. Hey Adrian, can you tell me what cell's in the shape of a rectangle?
Yeah, the plant cell.
Hey Aaron,
Yes,
can you tell me what's the outermost layer of an animal cell?
the cell wall.
Hey James, in an animal cell, can you tell me what the chloroplast does?
It makes chlorophyll.
Oh, and what does chlorophyll do?
Makes the plant green.
Hey Samuel,
What?
can you tell me what the nucleus stores?
It stores DNA.
Hey Damien, can you tell me what shape an animal cell is?
It's circular like a sphere.
Well, that sums it up for this episode. I hope you had a blast learning about cells. This has been Christian Hendrickson, who just finished telling you all about cells.